Good morning, bro. I just want to talk about my experience 2 days ago now. So I went and saw one of my mates from Adonis School, which is this online community for other like-minded masculine men trying to learn about business, relationships, fitness, just all things self-improvement, right? And I met him for a coffee yesterday in the city. And I'm not generally used to going out, like I'll go out to the gym to see my mates locally, but to go to the city, I'm rarely ever there, and the only time I really go there is for university. So I'm naturally an introverted kind of guy, and having so many eyes on me, being an environment where there's so many people, it's packed. I can get quite anxious. Yeah, I feel like some of us don't really leave the house much. I'm naturally an introvert, so I get quite uncomfortable, anxious with people with their eyes on me. What I find, and I think maybe you might also find, is that most of us don't get out and explore that often. So we were down just walking around Melbourne. We were just walking along this river and it was just beautiful. I'd never been to this part of Melbourne before, but I have the understanding and the awareness to understand that that is something that I'm maybe not afraid of, but wouldn't consider to be comfortable. It's outside of my comfort zone, right? But I know that I need to work on that because if something is out of my comfort zone and I'm exploring that, I'm more likely to develop my character, to experience different places, more people, like culture and everything. It's just better for you to push the limits of your comfort zone, and that's what I'm trying to do. Each week, I'm setting the goal to do something social. Even though I'm generally against parties, clubbing, and I don't really support those like degenerate environments. Going to a party for your mate's birthday is fine, just for the sake of it. But I know I need to expose myself more to those environments where my anxiety can kind of spike, but that'll give me more exposure to it and I'll become more comfortable, more accustomed to it. And I think that's a valuable skill to know when you're kind of outmatched, something you can improve on, and having the desire to do that, to improve in those things that you're not comfortable with or you don't specialize in just yet. I think having that desire, I'm trying to really push that mindset of this is uncomfortable. All right, I'm going to expose myself to it more. I'm going to do it more and more. I think that can be really valuable for myself, and I think you as well. There can be many potential benefits of doing this, but for me, one thing that I just thought of was when, say, you're going on a date with some girl and you don't really go out much, you don't know where to go. If you're constantly exploring life, like getting out there, getting out in the city, different restaurants, food, all that, you will know where to go. You will be able to suggest, oh yeah, let's go here. Maybe your friends really enjoy it. So you'll seem like the leader if you pick a really nice spot that everyone's into. I think it's also really good for developing character, having like stories to talk about. Maybe you were out one day at a restaurant and then some old guy starts running in, I don't know, saying some conspiracy theory. Just having stories, having experiences, people find that valuable and you will find it valuable. I think many guys use self improvement, the act of constantly trying to improve in all metrics of life. I think they use the concept, which is this big community of young men, and they use it as a code. For example, avoid interactions with women, just going out and being social, working on your communication skills, your speaking skills, all of these important things in life. They're afraid and avoiding working on something they're not comfortable with and being exposed to that. So they may have some incredible knowledge on speaking skills, reading books like How to Win Friends and Influencers by Dale Carnegie. But if they're not applying that, they're not going out socially and applying that information, using it in a practical manner, then they're not going to get as much value from that. They don't have the experience to see what's applicable to them in their life and what isn't. So I think it's much more valuable to go out in the field, to experience the world, your city. For me, Melbourne, I don't really get out in the city much, but it's a beautiful place. I'll pop up just some photos of the river that we were exploring, and it's beautiful. I'd never been to that side of Melbourne. So yeah, I think it is really valuable. You can get some really cool photos in the environment of where you are that you can put on Tinder if you want. or post on Instagram, you are increasing your sexual market value, how you're perceived online, like your status. If it shows that you're out and exploring, it looks like you've got more experience, you're a social person, you're fun, so that'll increase your attraction to women and also just growing your socials in general. If you have some cool photos, people are more likely to take you seriously. They'll see that you have that experience, and I don't know personally, but I think that could be valuable. So yeah, keep that in mind as well. So I think that wraps it up. I can't really think of anything else that's highly helpful to use. That's just what I experienced the other day and how it could be beneficial to you. Yeah, hopefully this was informative, and I'll see you in the next one.